The most hated NBA players include stars like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Rudy Gobert, Russell Westbrook, and many others. The NBA has seen some players stir up strong emotions, including hatred from fans. Whether it's due to controversial behavior, arrogant attitudes, dirty play, or simply being really good and beating the fan-favorite teams, some players have developed reputations as villains. In this video, we'll explore who the most hated NBA players are. Most of the list includes players currently active in 2024, but you'll also find some of the most hated former NBA stars. 10. LeBron James. Being hated is part of the conversation about the GOAT. LeBron James enters his 22nd season in his career and continues to be one of the best players, while also being one of the most hated in the NBA. Some older fans still consider Michael Jordan to be the greatest of all time, sparking debates and attempts to diminish James' achievements and legacy. Although LeBron has never been involved in any off-court scandals, some events related to him have been heavily criticized. Perhaps the most famous of these is the infamous decision in 2010 when James went live on ESPN to announce he would sign with the Miami Heat in free agency, immediately making them one of the most hated NBA teams ever. James was also heavily criticized for not showing support for general manager Daryl Morey after he publicly voiced his support for Hong Kong protesters against China. I don't want to get into a verbal confrontation with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the current situation and he spoke out, James said at the time. Others simply hate LeBron because of his social media persona, often seen as corny and foolish, or because he has the bold NBA nickname, the King. 9. Zaza Pachulia. More than 7 years have passed, but Zaza Pachulia is still remembered for one action in the 2017 playoffs. Pachulia's Golden State Warriors were playing against the San Antonio Spurs, and the Georgian forward stepped under Kawhi Leonard, causing him to sprain his ankle. Leonard was injured in Game 1 and had to sit out the entire series as the Warriors swept the Spurs 4-0. Kawhi only returned to the court in December 2017, as he was also dealing with other injuries. That play by Pachulia was considered dirty and unsafe. Many fans condemned Pachulia's actions, putting him in the spotlight. As a result, more and more dirty plays by Pachulia began to spread, branding him as a dirty player. 8. Bruce Bowen. Ironically, Spurs fans loved Bowen for the same reasons they hated Pachulia. The Spurs retired Bowen's number 12 jersey and inducted him into the NBA All-Defensive Team 5 times, but perhaps everyone would agree that he was also a dirty player. Bowen was repeatedly accused of intentionally injuring players by sliding under their feet as they landed from jumps. Bowen also elbowed Ray Allen in 2003, infuriating the Milwaukee Bucks star at the time. He grabs you, he holds you, he elbows you every time you shoot. When you drive to the basket, he pushes you, then he falls. Things like that really aren't basketball, Allen said. 7. Ben Simmons. Simmons is probably the most hated NBA player among 76ers fans. After playing poorly in the 2021 playoffs, the Australian point guard was thrown under the bus by head coach Doc Rivers and the team star, Joel Embiid. I don't know the answer to that, Rivers told reporters when asked if Simmons could be the point guard of a championship team. Clearly, he struggled from the free throw line, and that became a factor in the series. Rivers continued. No doubt about it, the situation escalated in the offseason. While the 76ers couldn't find a suitor, Simmons missed training camp and preseason games. Eventually, he briefly returned to the team and was kicked out of practice by Rivers. Simmons never played for the 76ers again, citing mental health issues for his absence. Although he was traded to the Brooklyn Nets, Simmons has yet to change the perception people have of him. This is mainly due to his poor injury record, as he has played only 57 games over the course of 2.5 seasons so far. Ultimately, fans mocked Simmons for his preseason videos, where he easily made three-pointers but avoided shooting once the regular season began. Absence. Although he was traded to the Brooklyn Nets, Simmons still hasn't been able to change the perception people have of him. This is primarily due to his poor injury record, as he has played only 57 games over the course of 2.5 seasons. Ultimately, fans mocked Simmons for preseason videos where he easily made three-pointers, but then avoided shooting when the regular season began. 6. Russell Westbrook. While Russell Westbrook's career start as part of the Oklahoma City Thunder's Big Three, alongside Kevin Durant and James Harden, is often appreciated, fan sentiments have shifted over time. Despite being recognized as one of the most dominant point guards of all time, Westbrook has faced increasing criticism. After Westbrook was given the keys to the team in the late 2010s, the perception of him shifted to that of a selfish player who was only focused on padding his stats. The Thunder lacked success when Westbrook was the man, and over time, his playing style and shot selection were heavily scrutinized. Eventually, Westbrook earned the nickname Westbrick due to his poor shooting percentage. Westbrook has also been involved in a few incidents with fans, specifically requesting that they be ejected from games. He is also not considered a media-friendly figure. Perhaps his most infamous interactions with the media were when he repeatedly said, "Next question," and "Dear job," after each inquiry. 5. Joel Embiid. Although he has slowed down a bit in recent years, many still remember the era of Joel Embiid. We still catch glimpses of that from time to time, as his trash-talking and trolling can be off-putting to some people. However, the recent hate and criticism directed at Embiid focus on his lack of success on the court. Despite entering his 9th season in the NBA, Embiid has yet to lead the 76ers to an Eastern Conference Finals, let alone an NBA Finals. The same thing happened in the most recent playoffs when Philly was eliminated by the New York Knicks. Many fans criticized Embiid for talking his way into the 2024 NBA MVP title, claiming that he took it from Nikola Jokic, which ultimately led to the 76ers star becoming one of the most hated NBA players of 2024 for not performing well in the playoffs. 4. Dillon Brooks. Brooks is known for his aggressive and confrontational behavior both on and off the court. He frequently trash talks, plays physically, and gets into altercations with opponents. His most infamous moment came in the 2023 playoffs when he continuously antagonized LeBron James, calling him old and refusing to show respect until LeBron scored 40 points on him. His antics have faced heavy criticism, especially when his performance didn't back up his words. In addition to the incident with LeBron, Brooks has been involved in several other altercations, including being suspended for hitting Donovan Mitchell in the groin and accumulating multiple technical fouls for his actions. 3. Draymond Green. Green has become notorious for playing on the edge of the rules, sometimes crossing the line into dirty play. He is infamous for physical altercations, including elbowing, kicking, and fouling players in ways that appear deliberately provocative. One of the most famous incidents involved Green kicking Oklahoma City Thunder's Steven Adams in the groin during the 2016 playoffs, which led to widespread criticism. There were also several other incidents during the same playoffs where Green's actions seemed intentional, raising questions about his sportsmanship. Green is also known for his constant arguments with referees and his high number of technical fouls. His fiery temper often leads to outbursts, resulting in ejections or suspensions, making him one of the most hated NBA players among fans and opponents alike. Draymond has even been involved in a few incidents with his teammates. Perhaps the most infamous incident was when he punched Jordan Poole during practice. The fact that the Warriors didn't suspend Green caused an uproar among fans. In 2018, Green had a heated argument with then-teammate Kevin Durant. The two exchanged words during a game, with Green allegedly telling Durant, "We don't need you," and questioning his loyalty to the team. The fallout from this incident was significant, with many speculating that it contributed to Durant's decision to leave the Warriors for the Brooklyn Nets. 2. Kevin Durant. Durant has become one of the most hated NBA players of all time due to his infamous decision to join the Golden State Warriors. This move shocked the NBA world as the Warriors had just set an NBA record with 73 regular season wins and eliminated Durant's Thunder in the Western Conference Finals after coming back from a 3-1 deficit. Fans and analysts widely criticized Durant for chasing a title by joining a team that was already a championship contender, viewing his decision as a weak move. Durant's public image continued to suffer as he became sensitive to criticism, especially on social media. He became involved in several Twitter controversies, most notably when he revealed he had used burner accounts to defend himself against online criticism. This made him appear insecure, and many fans mocked him for interacting with trolls instead of ignoring the noise. Durant is also often criticized for not being a natural leader like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. While his talent is undeniable, he ranks third in our list of top small forwards. Some question whether he has the personality to lead a team to a championship. His decision to join established stars, first with the Warriors, then leaving GSW to team up with Kyrie Irving and Harden in Brooklyn, only further reinforced the narrative that he preferred to avoid leadership responsibility. 1. Rudy Gobert. While Gobert isn't hated worldwide like most players on this list, This French center is certainly the most disliked among his NBA peers. Notably, Shaquille O'Neal has criticized Gobert several times. Recently, Shaq called Gobert the worst NBA player. Previously, Shaq shared a photo of Gobert standing at a Walmart counter with the caption, "Rudy Gobert if he wasn't 7 feet 11 inches." Other current and retired players, such as Dwight Howard, Kendrick Perkins, and Draymond Green, have questioned the decision to vote Gobert as Defensive Player of the Year. Meanwhile, Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups publicly criticized Gobert for his defensive impact throughout the playoffs. He's a great defensive player, don't get me wrong, but you don't just attack great defensive players. You get away from them, Billups said on the Sheed and Amp Tyler show. Take him out of the game. He's great at the rim, he plays aggressively, and he can block shots and things like that, but space is the issue and pick and roll. You just need to attack. You just need to chase him. However, Gobert isn't viewed as a saint in the public eye either. Before the COVID-19 pandemic reached its peak, Gobert jokingly touched every microphone during a press conference, implying that there was no reason to worry. Ironically, 2 days later, Gobert himself tested positive for COVID-19 and the NBA postponed the season. Which NBA player do you think is the most hated? Is it due to their actions on the court, their personality, or perhaps a controversial moment in their career? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know who you think deserves the title of Most Disliked in the League. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming videos.